Hey everybody, back again. I've got this all set and tested for my fish finder. So plugs in perfectly. Come on. I can line up the little notches and then twists and locks. Very simple. So that's all set. I just need to get this top part glued on now. But on to the wiring for it now. I've got a fuse on this little attachment. I've got set this stuff down real quick. I've already started some. This is what hooks up to my battery. I got these crimped, so just at the one end, so it stays on there. So then I'll just crimp my other parts into it, and then I'll put my other parts in and crimp it and be all set. Gotta get my wiring all set up. I got my soldering iron heating up so I can solder these two, my power cable through from one to the other, which will be, if I'm correct, like this from here to here, and it'll just go on and like that. But on the other end of this, I'm soldering, it's heating up nicely, LED light, so whenever this is actually switched to on, it will indicate that it is on, whether I have my fish finder plugged in or not. Got a little resistor here, because if you don't have a resistor, depending on size of the battery, if it's like a little watch battery, it's not going to do anything. But I've got a 12 volt 8 amp hour battery. This is out of a Power Wheels had for years. So if you do not have this, this would be the part going to the positive and this to the negative. So you gotta solder this together to it, like that, to my wire. And I've already got my wire cut for it. Just gotta cut it down in size and strip it. But if you don't have a resistor, it will actually fry your LEDs. I didn't pay for the LED or the resistor. I mean, I pull parts out of things, so saves money. Why not? But if you do not do that, you will fry your LEDs for that much power. I was showing somebody the other day, so I showed him plugging it into this, and I had a blue one, which sad that I did it to it, but it showed him what happens. So I showed him this, plugged it in, well, just connected it to the battery, and it lit up. Will stay lit up. Plugged in the little blue one. Actually, do I have you? Ah, no, you're right there. That's fine. The little bitty blue LED. Well, I fried that one. It lit up like it was, that's it. Just a little bitty flash of blue. And so that ended it. But anyway. Perfect. Got a print going. I've got to watch it. Because there's things I could try and put into it. It's the first time trying that, so it's a fun process. So while I'm doing this, I'm watching. Got my things for crimping these parts in. So my blue ones for the smaller size, yellow for the bigger sized. Because this gauge wire is a heck of a whole lot thicker than this gauge wire. But this gauge wire is really good. This is actually from a computer power supply, so can't handle the voltage going through. It's, and no, I'm not doing. I'm just, crap. There we go. Find the beginning of this. So 80 degrees Celsius, 300 volt, 18 AWG. Anyway, it'll work, no matter. It's gonna be fine with that. So I've also got some shrink tubing. It will fit over these blue ones, but not the yellow. I may do that still, but I gotta shrink to the end of this. So that when that's done, that's how it's gonna be there. So fit it into here to test it out after the fact. I do have another switch, and it's got a third one here, positive and negative, and another one here. I'm not going to use that one. I'll save that one for another project. This little guy's a fun little one. So what you do with this is, here, I'll pull it out real quick and show you. Alright. So you put a wire coming in here and a wire going through. So say this black wire, let you push down. So this black wire would be running through it like this. But then there's this other hole here. So what that allows me to do is plug in another one here, leaving the end unstripped. Just pushing it like that, and having another one run through, say like this red one, but say they're both red. And what I can do is I can push this in and then latch it over, and it will split it off of it. That way I can have cables going one way for my LED and not have to worry about on certain spots being too long or short. So I'll just get it into where I need it, then cut it to the length, and then have it done. So, but alright, I'm gonna get this going and I'll be back. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so yep, if you've noticed, different shirt, different day. I got all the wiring done for hooking up the fish finder. Got it all connected. I actually have that LED set up. Well, the LED, excuse me, the connection for it broke off for the soldering. I tried to get it held in place and it didn't, so it snapped, bent up because the LED was held in place. So LED was like this, the wires were bent down, and it just snapped the soldering off. And unfortunately I had that LED glued into place, so I had to destroy it basically to get it out because it wasn't going to work. So got another one, blue one instead of green this time, to go in its place right there. So when it turns on, it'll light up blue, indicating power. I'm heating up my soldering iron right now. We got these two ends zip tied closer together, and I'll put the shrink wrap over before I start to solder it, like so. But I'll have it actually cut down for the size right here, so we'll hold it better. because it's not going to fit over that zip tie. No matter what I do, because it's just the size. So yeah, getting ready to do that. Once my soldering iron heats up the rest of the way. So let's go ahead and cut this to size. And that's the size length that I want for it. Alright, well I'm going to move the camera, set it up, and start soldering. Okay, as you can see, I've moved everything, got it set up. Excuse my messy workbench. I've been a little busy just trying to get everything set up and haven't gotten it up to par. So helping hands are holding the wires here so I don't have to fidget with them. So if you ever get a used LED, which is this is from a Keurig, that an old broken Keurig, so I just took it apart and salvaged stuff off of it, which is helpful and it saves you money. Which I don't know about you, I like to save money. So what you can do if you do not know which side is positive and which is your ground. So I actually know this end here. If you can see right here, it's got the little curl to it, little offset, and this one's kind of straight. That's actually my positive and negative. So what you can do is, this is a 3-volt battery. It actually goes to an alarm clock that was broken, so obviously I took it apart and salvaged parts from it. So what you can do is just hook it up to it and see if you can get it to light up. And if you can, that will tell you which side is ground and positive. So just look at the side of your battery. That's positive here. And obviously the bottom isn't ground. So so that's how you can tell. So I've got my soldering iron heating up. Should be ready now. And let's see, get my helping hands to maneuver a little bit more. Alright, so one part's soldered. Let's see if I can't get this one to cooperate. It's been being a pain in the butt. Stop shifting on me. Alright. Hope that worked. And it looks like it actually did. So, cut my zip tie that I had on here because it was just holding it close together, and well, that was not helping me at all. So there's that. Let's see. So before I even finish all this, I'm going to actually test it out. But I also got some electrical tape I'm going to wrap between these two before I do the shrink tubing on it. Alright. Unplug the soldering iron so it can cool down. And look, it lights up. Did it correctly. Yay. And then switch off, on. So, switch that off for a second. Plug the fish finder, depth finder, whichever one you want to call it. So set it up. That's on. And that's on. I don't have the transducer hooked up, but it will go over and kind of do its little fun thing here. I'll set it up for, come on, menu, so there's something there. There. It's saying there's fish. And it's saying at the depth that they're at. Sounds like an old school video game. So that is all wired up and good to go. Unplug that. Alright, well that's that. And that's pretty much a wrap for this project. So just gonna turn this off and get this all set back up and ready to go. All right, y'all have a good day.